Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the 5th annual Poetry Slam. It could be the 6th or 7th, but I've only been here for 4 years, so I think this is the 5th. Okay, we're not sure, but we'll call it the 5th because that's a good number. I'm happy that everyone's here. For the last few months, I've been meeting with our poetry club. We call it Poetry Pub, little alliteration there. And it's a delightful group of young people who like to share their poetry, and they work at it zealously, and they're absolutely delightful. And I came across an article in Poetry Magazine, and there is a little excerpt that a poet wrote. He wrote the article. His name is Rhymefest. I guess he's from Chicago. He's a writer and an artist and an activist. His name is Chase Smith, I guess his real name, but he publishes under Rhymefest. And he wrote these words, and these reminded me of the young people that I work with every week. Now I'm going to cry. It says, why words are a superpower. Words are my superpower. I use them to heal. I use them to build. I teach gifted young people who possess the same dedication to words. I want them to connect their hip-hop to the world's poetry. Words can create worlds, and I've discovered that poetry can not only be read, but lived out. My life is a poem. Happy snaps. Yes, that's my little tribute to the young people that I work with. So we're going to start today, and we're going to hear some of these wonderful young people. And after they've performed, the individuals, you can come up if you want. You can read on your own. You can use the stage. You can stand. You can sit. However you're comfortable. Afterwards, it's your choice. We can acknowledge their performance with happy snaps, spirit fingers, or you can applaud. So who would like to go first? It's going to be courageous. Bryn. Gosh. Ooh, Bryn. Bryn, I'll even share my microphone with you. I was telling Lisa that when I taught in elementary school, I actually stole a bullhorn, and I used it every day for whatever I wanted, just because I love to mic my voice, and they finally took it away from me. And every time I get my hands on a microphone, it just brings me back to that, I don't know, it just makes me happy.
Hi. This is a poem I made called Girls and Flowers, because I like flowers. The sunflower, her smile bright and warm. With it she was never afraid to grow tall, her stance strong as she bathed in the sun. Light and soft, like a lily, and it fits her so well, her words quiet yet powerful. Daisy, she was the pesky weed, never seen for her beauty. But she knows that the words of others mean nothing, for she is her own beauty. Thank you. Bye.
Hi. Hi, I'm not used to using a microphone, I'm sorry. So this is something I wrote at the beginning of the month. I called it Boat Ride. So yeah, it's kind of just my emotions. I've fallen in love before. There's a person I've fallen for, and there's another person I declare as my first love. The difference between a first love and loving someone for the first time is that loving someone for the first time is a new experience. They're showing you something you've never had before, and it'll either make you or break you. A first love is someone that picks up your broken pieces and tries to make you whole again. They even help the pieces that are still put together grow into the process of you becoming a better you. The point of these experiences are to figure out if either of them should be there. For me, they were both lessons. For you, it's different. With you, it's different. I actually feel something. I've had a spark run through my veins, but I've never had a spark light up my darkened soul in embers like I do when our eyes meet. You're here for the ride, and I'm glad to have you aboard. You've climbed on the boat and grabbed a paddle to help me along the way. You've signed up to deal with the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful on the boat ride. That could get bumpy, but I'm very happy I don't have to travel with anyone else but you. Maybe this is what falling in love again feels like, right?
My poem is called Fear. Fear. Fear, an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. I remember there was a crazy thunderstorm, and my grandma forgot the laundry outside. As the crybaby I am, I was too scared to even look outside. But I didn't want my grandma to get hurt. We both went outside with a lantern and picked up the clothes quickly. The cold rain made me really... That made some sense. Okay, the cold rain made me shiver. We were so close to the front door, and then a huge clash of thunder and lightning was ahead of us. I nearly pissed my pants. That's called fear. Well, to me it is. I mean, everyone is afraid of something, right? When I was younger, I was too afraid to get my blood drawn. Yeah, that was scary. But do you want to know what's really scary? Being alone. That was my biggest fear. I wasn't afraid of heights, nor spiders. I was just afraid to kind of be myself. I don't think that's my biggest fear. I think I am afraid of myself. I am the only person who can really destroy me. Lately, I've been sleeping early, then waking up at 1. I would stare at the ceiling and try not to see anything. I was drowning in my existence. Instead of the monsters hiding underneath my bed, they're hiding in my head. I love scary movies and scaring my family members, but I realized they were afraid of me. Should I be afraid of me? Of course. How else am I supposed to give people heart attacks when jump scaring them? Sometimes fear causes pain. Oops, I stepped on an earring. Ouch. Pain, pain, pain. You know there can't be happiness without pain. Why? Because if you get hurt so bad by someone that makes you so happy, you knew you were really happy. And this poem hasn't came out to what I wanted it to be. I will admit, I am emotionally scared. I'm scared of screwing up my friends, family, and myself. About 2 years ago, I didn't know what screwing up actually meant. That's my fear, being myself. That's right. But I won't let my fears make me scared anymore. I will conquer this. Let me punch these demons and show them who's boss, because guess what? You can't have courage without fear.
Like when you see everyone in your life walk out the door, wait, isn't the person who has your back, the only person who doesn't waste your time. Everyone is sitting around watching everything turn to dust, like how I watched my life turn to rust. Rust like the hardened material on a bike left out in the rain, rain that washed all my hopes and dreams away. The struggle of being left out when no one wants to let you in, tied down by your insecurities of being good enough, is just a thought passing by as your mind wishes for something big, bright, and better. Better to let you know that the voices in your head aren't trying to trick you, painting a picture so false that you have to believe that it is right until it is right. Never awake seeing that your reflection in the mirror is only the reflection that everyone else sees. So am I just a picture for everyone else to comment on?
Okay, making sure we're good. All right. This poem I had read to you guys. I don't know. Yeah, you was there. But okay, it was also called Fear because you know how it was written. So okay, just a place called Fear, a place so far in depth that its emotional waves pass the sea, moving beyond the breeze. Howling like a wolf and trembling into the darkest of darks, throughout the lost unspoken souls, crying during demon wars. Just a place called Fear. I also had another one by
Here, back up your side. Lisa.
what?
I need the perfect picture.
Should I go?
Go ahead, Brianna.
I'm just like pulling this out of nowhere.
It's fine.
Like, I just do like after.
So, I didn't really know the Portia poem was today, but I say to support everything. So, this is a poem by online by an artist named Flat Sound. So I just kind of want to share that. Okay. It all started with cold eyes and the feeling in my gut told me I need to keep it shut the whole time. Because if they opened even for a second and I saw your lips, they'd shut me in like black holes when they went light. And it was then I realized that you were not the world, my world. You were my universe. Sometimes when I look up and I see stars that cut through the sky that fade quickly into nothingness, and I pray that you aren't as fleeting. Because when we're lying in roads, I get the same feeling like gravity will just turn off and I'll fall endlessly into something much larger than I am. And I wonder if that's what it feels like to die and if I'll ever understand God in my life, in my lifespan. Because I want to see God. I want to know what God feels like. I forgot the rest. But yay. Jeez. It was almost there. It was almost there. Let's try.
I said at the end, and I was like, it ended pretty solid, so I said, oh, whatever. Huh? Oh, I just remembered the rest.
That's not rejection.
I just remembered all of it. Jeez.
I've never done this before, by the way. No one has heard this yet, so don't judge me. This poem is called Dancing. They say to get lost in the music, and I do, because whenever it plays and they tell me to move, I wonder where I am. Why couldn't I be anywhere else? The heat creeps up my cheeks and scorches the tips of my ears. Dance. Why does that word fill me with dread? It's the simple thing to ask from a person. They just want you to have a little fun. So why? The rest move confidently with the lively music, swaying and stepping and smiling. They belong on the floor. I couldn't have that if I tried. But I try, and I leave the floor wanting to cry. It's better to stop thinking so much. All thoughts do is ruin good things, because thinking more and trying harder just makes it so much worse. The awkward tilt of a head, the stiff twist in the torso, and the mechanical step forward. My back is hunched over and my head is face down. I stare at the ground between my toes. No one is watching anymore. All I have to believe is that no one is watching. No one is as bothered by my awkwardness as I am. I'm not lost anymore, just stuck in my head. It's my fault I'm here, but today I'm just not ready to dance.
I remember July 5 months.
Does anybody else have a poem to read? Okay. Does anybody, can I just ask, does anybody live near on Burnside? Near Burnside? No, is there another place? An hour? Go ahead if you want to. I just wanted to.
Looking at the stage.
Well, I'll wait.
Looking at stage is gold. It's late.
This poem is called Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow. Yesterday, why'd you leave so fast? You slipped through my fingertips like broken glass. It's like a game of hide and seek. Please don't make me the seeker while you don't have to speak. I'm tired of your games. You always win and it makes me insane. I miss having you around. Why'd you go? I'm the only one who really knows. So, I shall move on. Today, you look so nice, but you're still cold as a bag of ice. You're not yesterday though, it's better to bear, but sometimes I don't want you here. You always have surprises for me, good or bad. You play the victim and then become sad. I was really looking forward to seeing you right now, but you ripped my eyeballs, cut me open, and made me bow. I hate to say this, but I shall move on. Tomorrow, are you coming yet? I hate waiting, don't make me regret. You are not yesterday, nor today. Please come sooner, don't make me wait. I used to think that you would never come, but the secret is you're on the run. I'm sorry, but I shall move on. Yesterday, today, tomorrow.
This is called Dear You. So, Dear You, it's been about 4 years. We've always been close. Maybe not like this, but it's a close second place. I have something I need to tell you, but I don't know exactly how to put it. I'm afraid to say it. I'm afraid it won't work out. Not necessarily that you won't feel the same, but in the aspect of something could click in you someday. One day you could wake up and become distant. One day you could wake up and tell me that I'm not what you want anymore. I'm afraid, yes, but I will fight if I need to. I have several guards at the entrance of my ribcage because that's the only place my heart can be safe. My heart is a wild creature that needs to be tamed. There are also the high walls I've built up for this kind of thing. My heart is very fragile. I'm tired of people being too rough and dropping it repeatedly. I'm tired of having to glue my broken pieces back together because people can't realize how valuable someone's heart is. I hope you can. I'm not afraid that you'll drop me. I'm afraid that I'll slip and you'll try to save me, but it'll be too late. Please don't let that happen. I came to tell you something that makes my heart flutter. My stomach does too, and I get all flustered when I think about it. I want you to know that I'm in love with you. I love you and nothing will stop that. There are a million reasons why, and there are 7 billion people you can call better than you, but I want you. Forever. Yeah, we're teens about to graduate high school, but I'm not as stressed when I'm with you. I don't feel like I have to strive to be somebody I'm not. I don't feel as if I need to dress up or put on makeup or anything. You've helped me You have given me hope. You have given me hope to be better, to be carefree, to be reckless, and to take risks. You inspire me to stand up in front of a crowd and speak my mind, or dance, or read something I've written. You're the person I'd look for in a crowded room. You're the person I see myself with in 10 years, living in Cali with us and my friends as roommates. You're who I see myself getting dogs with, who I see myself rolling over to hug at 4 in the morning because one of us had a bad dream. You're who I want to travel the world with and try all kinds of food with. You're who I want to have in my life for the rest of my life. Losing you is like losing myself, and I don't know if I can do that again. I could never thank you enough.
No, I can play that worst one because I want more cookies and I want to read. Okay, I read this one.
I'm good.
Oh, she's getting happy with the mic there. It's like this happy.
Okay, I read this one in Poetry Club before. It doesn't really have a title. Nostalgia. A sentimental longing or wistful affection for a period in the past. I remember that time when I fell asleep on the couch as a kid. Then the next thing you knew, I woke up in my own bed. Those were good times. Remember watching iCarly and Courage the Cowardly Dog? Those were my favorite shows. I can recollect a time when I didn't have to do chores and worry about my friends not liking me. I was naive, I was young, I was stupid. What happened? I used to eat non-brand animal crackers and drink Capri Suns. I remember running without stopping because of my asthma. I didn't have to worry about what I wore and how I acted because, you know, I was a kid. That was an excuse. That time I fell down the monkey bars was tragic. I screamed my name. That wasn't funny. Where did all that go? Did it go to waste? What changed? I know I seem a bit pretentious, but honestly, what happened to the young and naive me? Those cool Care Bear shirts I used to wear, those cool rubber light-up shoes, I want it back. But every day goes by like nothing. I'm getting older and wiser and weaker. Where is my innocence? I didn't want to have to worry about the next meal I was going to eat or study for 6 classes. How was I supposed to know that I was going to be a victim to bullying? No one told me that my mom has been assaulted when I was only 5. It's time's fault for passing by so fast, but yet it takes forever for tomorrow to come. I'm stuck in a room with people with different stories. When was I supposed to learn to take care of my grandma, who I thought was dying? I didn't know people could die until, I don't know, when I was 10. How was I supposed to know that the person who would take a bullet for me was the one behind the trigger? Time punched me in the gut and told me to learn and suck it up. I wanted to be perfect, but who would want that? Being perfect is scary. I was only 7. Only 7. Then I grew up. I lived my life at 11 knowing that I was peer pressured into doing drugs. I was 14, only 14, and I wanted to die. I was a middle schooler. If I told my so-called friends I wanted to die, they would have responded, "Stop trying to seek attention." Why? Now at 16, I see everything and nothing at the same time. What do? I miss being innocent. I miss having fun at the park. I miss eating a lot of candy. I miss being friends with a boy and a girl. But now, I'm not innocent. I can't even go to the park and go down the slide because I'm considered too old. I stopped eating candy because I could get cavities and diabetes. I can't even have friends without people assuming I'm dating them. What is the meaning of life? Life, the existence of an individual human being. Am I human? I don't know anymore.
sensational. You're just amazing. Your poetry is incredibly moving, and there's not enough that I could possibly say about it. We're going to bring this to an end unless someone has something else they'd like to add. As a little gift to you, I have poetry books you may display over here. Anyone who performed may select a poetry book. Okay. Right here.